by bloody civil war, a young man seizes power. A Romanian prince. Known as the Impaler, he is called Dracula. A warlord who became known all across Europe for his terrifying cruelty. Dracula is said to have burned, boiled, disemboweled, and tortured his way into the history books. The world of the real Dracula was bloodthirsty and treacherous, but even by the horrific standards of his own time, he earned a reputation for barbarity.
Even amongst the sick, twisted, sadistic rulers, Vlad still stands out as a psychotic madman.
Vlad Dracula remains an enigma, a figure whose deeds are still controversial today. Madman or single-minded warrior?
Dracula, the son of Vlad Dracul, the devil.
The bloody reign of Dracula was about to begin. Dracula, son of the devil. He showed ruthlessness that has become legendary.
Insert it into your rectum. You'd be literally dying for hours.
Impalement was a terrifying method of execution. In 1459, Vlad Dracula, the real-life Romanian prince, embarked on a campaign of terror. It was so savage that the name of Dracula would never be forgotten. The forest of the impaled. The prince eating his dinner amid corpses. Some suggest this is the link between Vlad Dracula and vampirism. The conquering Ottoman Empire is waiting at the border. The bloodthirsty tyrant Dracula now needs to transform himself into the heroic defender of Christian Europe. He sends a demonstration of his military prowess. 23,884 severed noses cut from the faces of his fallen enemies. Vlad Dracula, Prince of Wallachia, begins planning for war. Everyone who gets in his way is put to the sword. It is kill or be killed. Vlad uses savage guerrilla tactics. He keeps to Romania's thick forests, venturing out to strike quickly and brutally, then vanishing. The Turkish Sultan Mehmet, himself a ferocious general, sets out to meet him in battle.
Mehmet was a master of psychological warfare, but what he encountered was an even more powerful psychological warrior.
As the Turks advance, Vlad uses every conceivable tactic to break their morale. He attacks by night. He poisons their wells, burns their crops, pays diseased men to infiltrate the Turkish ranks and pass on infections. Vlad's campaign of psychological terror reaches its climax outside the walls of Târgoviște. When he abandons his palace, he leaves behind a sight that will haunt the Sultan for the rest of his life. The forest of the impaled.
Mehmet himself, a frighteningly cruel man, turns away. The sight of 20,000 corpses with their bowels spilled out down poles was enough to take a seasoned, young, fit soldier like Mehmet II and send him running.
It gives rise to Vlad's Turkish nickname. They call him Kazikli Bay, the Impaler Lord. The trauma traumatized Sultan retreats to his homeland, leaving others to fight Dracula. They drive him back. He is forced to retreat to his sanctuary at Planari. Castle Dracula. Vlad does not give up. He will get out and live to keep fighting.
They turned their horseshoes the wrong way round and reattached them onto their horses, and then they led Vlad away in the dead of night.
10 years later, he returns and reclaims his throne. He comes back to his palace in Bucharest and again begins preparing defenses to repel a Turkish invasion. But before work gets underway, Dracula's reign ends.
Vlad's death is shrouded in mystery. He was almost certainly killed in battle. Whether that was in a fair fight in the heat of the moment or whether it was murder, we don't know. I personally subscribe to murder.
Local folklore has it that he was buried in the beautiful island monastery of Snagov. It is said his body lies in a grave at the altar, but that his head was cut off and sent to the Sultan to prove he was finally dead. Past excavations have found no proof that Vlad's body was buried in Snagov. His last resting place remains a mystery.
The tomb is empty. There is nothing inside.
In Romania today, Vlad Dracula remains a national hero despite his brutality. Dracula was the last great builder of an independent Wallachia. Associate the name of Dracula with evil.